Now the Democratic Party spent a long time saying, wait for Mueller, then said, we got the Mueller report, but we don't know exactly what to do with it. I don't think there was a clear, kind of crisp answer. And last week now says to the country, basically, we're on the road to impeachment, Speaker Pelosi implying. Is that justified on the substance right now, and is it right on the politics, in your view?
Well, both. Yes, the Democratic Party, we wasted a long time waiting on the Mueller report. Now the Democrats are correctly saying that this is not a legal trial. Impeachment is not a legal trial. Yet we were waiting for the legal system to find or to say that these crimes had taken place, but yet they couldn't do anything about it because there's a memo somewhere that says they can't prosecute. So that was that. And all that time waiting for Mueller to save us. And, and I came on here, I was on one of these shows last year, and I said, if you're waiting on Mueller to save you, you're not going to save us. We have to save us. And I think what's so profound in these last 5 or 6 days is that, and why people have responded so overwhelmingly to the Democrats and to what Pelosi did, is that it looks like the Democrats have made a decision this week, not based on what is politically expedient or what might get them reelected, because when they did last week, it was still under 50%, the people that wanted even the impeachment investigation. They made the decision to do this based on because it was right. And any time the Democrats make a decision because it's right to do it, it's morally right to do it, they will find millions of people flocking to the polls to support them, because that's the country we live in now. That's the majority of this country. They agree with the Democrats, but they don't always like who the Democrats put up.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.